경기장 도시형.
Well, here we are on Terminus yet again, and down at the bottom in the teal this time, not the blue. We have Codes round of 16 Protoss from the team StarTale. It is PartinG. And up at the top of the map in the 12 o'clock position, the newcomer for ZeNEX.Life, trying to give his team the lead. In the orange, we have ZeNEX.Life. I realize I called his team ZeNEX.Life. Whatever.
It's quite all right.
It's
so
the game of life, and life is so good he's named himself Life.
wait.
It's a 6-pool.
Wait.
Look at that.
Oh, my God. All right. It's Terminus. We're cross positions. It's the biggest map in the pool right now, and we are going to have a 6-pool.
That is the only pool on the map in the pool right now.
That is
the earliest pool possible in the map in the pool.
That is, as a matter of fact,
unless you want to go for like a 5 pool and then just like kill off one of your drones and
before you do it. I like that
way,
plan.
yeah.
I like that plan.
So,
really throw your opponent off.
There you go. You wouldn't be expecting that. You know, it's funny how often we see 6 pools on bigger maps. It's just kind of like, I bet my opponent won't expect me to go 6 pool, so I'm going to do it. And if he happens to scout his opponent quick enough, he certainly can do it. The nice thing is that he's going to scout the left position with the Overlord. He's going to scout the right position with the drone or the bottom position. And then by process of elimination, it doesn't take Sherlock Holmes to figure out where your opponent is. So that's kind of how you can get that actually done on this map.
Certainly.
It's really kind of interesting to
boy.
see. But there's a Forge first for ZeNEX.Life, so he could still hold this off. The Zerglings still, I mean, by the time they get there, there's going to be enough drones to micro against this, but it is going to be really annoying for PartinG to have to deal with this.
Yeah, you're certainly right. And PartinG's going to know here right away as he just turns around. He's like, yep, I'm done. See you later.
Yeah, that's bad news for ZeNEX.Life there.
Let's see here as, it gets picked up, and ZeNEX.Life is certainly going to have to react to that now. I don't really think his approach gets changed. He's just going to run his Zerglings out and see how much damage he can do. PartinG, on the other hand, we'll see what he ends up throwing up in just a second. Looks like he's going to do the very smart thing. He builds a Forge at the front. He's going to sacrifice his Forge, put a photon cannon inside of his mineral line so that he can remain extra safe and ensure that he at least keeps his base alive.
Yep, then he can start a gateway right there, too, and that's exactly what he's going to do. So the Zerglings are going to come in here, try to maybe pick off a probe or two, and then they'll have to run when the cannon shows up. Then they'll probably just go down to kill the Forge just for some guaranteed damage.
Yeah.
And Life will go on. It will give ZeNEX a nice little lead at the start of this game, though.
I don't think he lost a probe. No, he didn't.
Really nice micro by PartinG. This guy just continues to impress me, honestly.
Yeah, that's incredibly well done, as a matter of fact. That's not an easy thing. I mean, had he lost 1 or 2 workers, he still would have come out fine right there just because, you just don't want to lose. You want to minimize your losses. But not losing anything, that's incredibly impressive.
Yeah, quite well done here. And, the interesting thing is a lot of times, not a lot of times, but a good amount of times we see the Protoss player respond to this with a 4-gate because it's a very fast, strong attack you can get out on the map after something like this happens, and your opponent sacrificing their economy early with the 6-pool sometimes can't handle it. So that's one option for PartinG. We'll have to see what other options he decides to pursue if he doesn't decide to do that.
It doesn't look like Life wants to get very aggressive at all with this clump of Zerglings there. Another pylon being built into the main. Now, he is just continuing to flood in Lings at the moment, though. He did drone up a little bit behind this, but it looks like he just wants to go and just continue to try and win the game. Pulls off. I think he would have gotten the better surround right there had he not pulled off. Photon Cannon has already done its work, though. 5 kills, and now there's a Zealot.
Yeah, that's kind of surprising that he actually went for that. I liked how he kind of moved in and then just held position around it to kind of keep his Zerglings quote-unquote safe, I guess.
Right.
But he didn't end up doing any actual damage to the cannon. He just ended up losing a bunch of Zerglings. So, obviously not the best decision there. Starting to drone up now, but he's going to be economically pretty far behind because keep in mind, I don't think he's killed a single probe yet.
No, I don't believe he has.
Killed 2, I guess.
Oh, that's right. He got one. He actually got the one that was running out on the middle of the map.
Right,
so he got the scouting probe. So.
All right. Well, the gas at least might end up getting canceled here. No, with that Stalker there, it's going to be just fine.
Yeah. Wow. Very nice job out of PartinG. I mean, he's just impressing me so much right now. And it looks like he's going to move up to 3-gate here. We'll see how he wants to transition off of this, but of course he's got plenty of units on the field now to defend. He's still tied in workers and pushing ahead in that regard, and of course his opponent hasn't expanded yet.
Yeah, I love games like this. I love games that force players into doing things they don't really need to do very often. You know that.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
I love seeing players react to kind of strange situations. So it's going to be really cool to see what each of them decides to do here.
You mean you like oh
wow, life making
so
more Zerglings. He's not droning up. He's actually just going to go all in with this.
I see what you're saying though, because you sometimes have games where one player does a prepared build, the other player does a prepared build. They throw them at each other. One side wins. That's game. And in this case, they're really thinking on their feet at the moment. All right, so more Lings coming out now. That's 22 on the field. Looks like ZeNEX.Life is just basically going all in or trying to. I don't know. He's now expanding out of this.
Well, here's kind of what he was planning. Here. He's making enough Lings so that he can delay the expansion of PartinG long enough to have that economic advantage.
Right.
So that's smart to do. I mean, if he just droned up, he wouldn't necessarily be able to stop PartinG from keeping pace with him here, but by creating a couple extra Lings, he's creating even more now. He's going to make really, really sure that PartinG is going to be on one base for a very long time. So it's a good theory, a good idea in theory from ZeNEX.Life. We'll have to see if it pans out or not.
Yeah, we'll certainly find out, because now it looks like PartinG is feeling comfortable enough to start making his way out. Traps a lot of Lings there. Nice use of a force field. Still has plenty of energy on one of the sentries. There it is.
Yeah.
And warping it a few more on top of that.
I'm wondering if we are going to see ZeNEX.Life really producing any more drones here, or if he's going to go into something like a Baneling nest and just try to be really abusive with it. Obviously, this is the best map for it.
Yeah,
with the low ground like it is.
Doing nothing but producing Lings at all. So
he's just making more Lings. He's just going to try to mass Lings. So, all right. Well, he certainly is going to stop Life from expanding. I mean, it's going to be pretty tough to get that Nexus down with that many Lings out. How many does he have at the moment?
He has 37.
And the nice thing, too, is that he's not showing the amount of Lings he has, too.
Right.
He's kind of creating the illusion until right now that he was droning up, but he was not. Great force fields by PartinG, though. Perfectly placed.
He just killed, hold on, what did we say? There was 37? He just killed 12 Lings. He just killed 12 Lings like it was nothing. Didn't lose anything in return. And now it doesn't matter how many Lings are out there, because he just had another warp and cycle. He's so far ahead in this game, it's ridiculous.
They're coming up for ZeNEX.Life, so I wonder if we might see a Nidus network.
Yeah.
Although, if he were to Nidus into PartinG's main, there would still be that cannon in the mineral line, and it'd be pretty easy for PartinG to get back there and do that too. So ZeNEX.Life is in a pretty tough spot right now. Now he's trying to drone up, but he's going to be, at best, even with his opponent in economy, and certainly not ahead.
At best. I mean, that is like absolute best case scenario, because this Nexus finishes up. We're going to start seeing double probes coming out now here, and
well, the hatchery has been up for a little while for Life, so
yeah, but he's still
he's
still a few workers behind right now, and of course is just sitting on the map with a lot of little Lings. But we'll see what PartinG can make of that. Pushes up, and he's going to start slowly taking back map control now. Now his opponent is going into Spire, so it's going to be 2-base Spire off of a relatively limited economy.
Well, that's a good answer. Again, ZeNEX.Life just trying something that has the best chance of killing his opponent. He's not really playing for a long game. He's kind of playing a game where it's like, all right, did this kill you? Nope. All right, what's the next most likely thing to kill you? All right, it's this. I'll do that. And, when you open like he did with that 6-pool, a lot of times you get forced into these kind of situations where you realize that if you play a standard game, you're probably just going to lose because you haven't hindered your opponent's economy enough.
Right, certainly. And
nice catching some sentries there.
Yeah, looks like he may get 1 or 2 kills. One goes down, a second just kind of floating in between the force fields there as it's forced out
through time and space and managed to live somehow. That sentry was like, I don't know what just happened, but I came out on the other end alive.
The luckiest sentry in the universe.
I had my short robotic life flash before my eyes. It was just a bunch of 1s and 0s.
They still use binary? Is the Protoss, did they develop binary as well? Is that the basis of their digital communication?
Electrochemical impulses then. I don't know.
All right. Blink is coming up now along with +1. The Spire did just finish up, and it looks like we're going to see 10 mutas at once. But that is quite the investment right now for Life, and we're going to see if he can make that stick.
Yep. Well, not a lot of significant anti-air. The sentries don't do a whole lot to mutas, obviously.
Very true.
He's getting +1 weapons as well, so he'll be able to go into some very harass-oriented play. And again, just doing something that's going to keep him alive while at the same time trying to do damage to his opponent too. But, with the way PartinG has been playing too, he's been so good at responding to things so far that I feel like he's going to be able to hold it. But It all depends on what actually ends up happening.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Killing another bunch of Links there. Yes,
yeah,
he
really
does
well
lose the Stalker, but he had no chance of having that survivor. Maybe he did, actually, and just wanted to go ahead and take those out.
Oh, I don't know about this.
No.
He's trying to focus down the sentries.
And he just lost 2 mutas, 3 mutas.
Yeah. He's making a lot more, but yeah, definitely a bad idea. PartinG is like, oh, you made a bunch of mutas? All right, well, I'm just going to attack then. Yeah. Because that's what you do when you have a bunch of stalkers in this situation. Your opponent tries to go after mutas. You just attack, because what are they going to do? Go after your base? It's like, LOL, I'm going to put a cannon in my mineral line and buy my buildings. Yep, what exactly. Are you gonna do, man?
Perfect. And so PartinG, you know, every step here has been responding so well to his opponent's aggression. Already a bunch of drones pre-pulled off of the line, but there's enough sentries and zealots here that even those drones and Zerglings shouldn't be able to make too big of a difference.
Yep, the zealot just kind of taunting the opponent before he goes off into the afterlife. And so with some proper force fields, PartinG could, at the very least, do a lot of damage here.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Yep.
And we're going to see what ZeNEX.Life can do, because it is certainly on him to try and make something stick right now. Look at that. Another 6 Stalkers warped in. And still on 2 base is ZeNEX.Life. He is trying to put up a macro hatch right now. Yeah, Blink is done, +1 is done, +2 is well on the way. A couple of force fields, and it looks like PartinG just wants to push on through there. The macro hatch is canceled. The Queen goes down in the process as well. These Zerglings are forced to just push themselves through a tiny little choke point. They can't get anything done.
Yeah. Now the only thing, though, is that PartinG didn't kill a lot of Zerglings there, but he doesn't really need to. Warping in more sentries, more stalkers should have enough for this. Here comes the mutas, letting a few more Lings through this time, letting the stalkers going to tank a bit, and yeah, Life knows it. GG.
All right.
Very well played again by StarTale PartinG. This guy is awesome. You can see why he's in the round of 16 Kodash. You can see why he took out Nada and Puzzle.